This video has traces of many triggering topics and very scary visuals. If you're unnerved by body dysmorphia, mentions of mutilation, and visuals of mutilation, then I believe it's in your best interest not to watch this video. Thank you. Oh, hey fellas, I wasn't expecting to see you here, and I'm sure you weren't expecting me either. Now, when you clicked on this video, you're probably not expecting this, but yeah, sure, yeah, here we are. Now, Friday Night Funkin' Lullaby is a mod that was released not too long ago, and when I say released, I mean the demo for it was released and nothing else, but honestly, this is a really good demo. There's only one song that's mid at best, but even then, it's not really a song technically. So this is just like a kind of speedrun video since I wanted to get something out really early in the month without having to do what I've done for the last couple of months and release something on the last day of it. So our first video for this month, obviously, will be this one, the Lullaby ranking, but next up, I'm working on the Doco FNF songs, and then after that, I'll be working on the Child's Play kills. But anyway, enough blabbering out of the way. There are only 3 songs, so I don't really want to waste your time as much, so let's just get into our first song, or number 3. Hey, I'm gonna stop you right there. I forgot to mention what I'd be ranking the songs off of. First off, I want to rank these songs specifically off the songs, not any visuals or lore behind them, which is the proper way of listening to music. Kelp fart. But either way, it's based off the music and solely the music, meaning instrumental, chromatics, and overall just how much of a banger it is, really. So now with that out of the way, now we can fully get into number 3. Continue off.
What? Is that a bug?
Chimera is not a song. Like damn near Chimera is not a song. It's an experience per se. But that doesn't mean that the beginning part where it's actually a song for a little bit isn't actually beautiful. Serena's chromatic is genuinely beautiful to listen to. I don't think I've heard a better peaceful chromatic in my life, probably. The only chromatics I can think of off the top of my dome that are as peaceful is probably Sarvente, but that doesn't really count since that's an instrument. But basically, the instrumental for this opening part is really good. I like Hex Maniac's vocals slightly because they're just a slightly worse version of Serena's, which, sure, sounds bad, but if you really think about it in concept, it's pretty good. The melody at the beginning with Serena is genuinely one of the easiest melodies, but yet it's so good for some reason. And the fact that Hex Maniac mimics that in, like, the second verse is really clever. Unfortunately, that's where the song ends. Kinda. There is still technically 2 minutes left of the song, but the actual music is just instrumental, which I don't really like in my FNF song when it's mostly instrumental. Again, I would love to put this song higher, but I physically can't since it's barely a song. If this song even just had, like, a bit more song, I would definitely put it higher than C tier, but unfortunately that's where it goes. Holy improvement. Saftey Lullaby is actually so much better than the regular version in V2 and V1. It's actually kinda crazy. First off, Hypno's new voice is actually much better than what it was originally, and although some people like the original Hypno voice, I am not one of those people. I think it's slightly annoying to listen to on a couple occasions. I think the new Hypno voice is actually very menacing and creepy, which is just what it's supposed to be instead of being rough and graggly. The instrumental is just slightly better than the Saftey Lullaby V1 and V2 instrumental, but honestly, there's one decently sized problem with this song that makes it lower than S tier or SS tier, and it's the fact that I think in certain circumstances I prefer bass girlfriend lullaby girlfriend's chromatic better. Don't get me wrong, this Girlfriend Chromatic is actually really good, but I just think that the V1 and V2 Lullaby Girlfriend's Chromatic is just slightly better at points. That doesn't mean it's bad, of course, again, but it could be more similar and it could be better. But that's literally it. That's the only big problem. The other problems are maybe that Hypno's voice can be a little drowned out at points, but there is a caveat with that. The lyrics for this song, which is the whole point of Saftey Lullaby, is that Hypno can actually sing in this one. The lyrics are actually much, much better than Saftey Lullaby V1 and V2. Like, a crazy amount better. There's one part where it's kind of like a soft rap, and it kind of goes hard. Who knew Hypno can hit these bars, dog? But yeah, regardless, the lyrics are much better in this song than before, and honestly, that little ending bit is actually very menacing and makes me excited to see what Left Unchecked and Lost Cause V1 and V3 could be doing. That's it for this song, though. Let's move on. Monochrome V3 is very clearly the highlight of the mod, both musical-wise and story-wise, but since we're not going to ignore that, let's just talk about the stuff we're not counting for this song first, because this song is genuinely perfect. This song is like a 10 out of 10 on every front. Again, we're ignoring the visuals and such, but Jesus Christ, look at these visuals, they're so beautiful. Now, again, dear God, is it so hard not to mention how beautiful this song looks, but since we're only talking about the music, let's talk about it, shall we? First off, the opening melody is genuinely one of the most haunting things in this mod, and dear God, is it beautiful. First off, let me just say that Monochrome V1 and V2 are genuinely some of the most overrated slobs of songs I've ever heard. They're both D tier at best. Monochrome V2 specifically is D tier at best. Monochrome V1 can go die in the F tier dumpster fire it belongs in. Sorry. Anyways, this song does so much better of a job of characterizing Gold, it's actually insane. First off, Gold is supposed to be puppeted by the unknown, so the fact that it has this weird, raunchy, rockish tune in Monochrome V1 and V2, specifically V2, makes genuinely zero sense. This slower, darker tone makes so much more sense for Lost Silver, but apparently some people think that this version is so much worse than the other two. I don't believe you. You're blinded by nostalgia. This song is just so good. My ears don't get attacked every single time Gold screams in this one other than the other two, because I genuinely can't listen to Monochrome V1 or V2 without actually having to take a break to finish it later because of the screaming. The screaming in this one actually isn't bad. It acts more of a drum than an actual jump scare. Gold's new chromatic is actually one of the better ones in this mod, which crazy because Serena exists. And the instrumental is just so relaxing, which should act as, hey, this instrumental doesn't fit, but instead it makes the instrumental fit even more. The relaxing, calming tone of the instrumental mixed with the horrifying visuals make for genuinely some of the most scary music in any Friday Night Funkin' mod I've heard ever. And all these pros without even considering the second half, where when Gold loses his head, instead of making it more rockish and annoying like in V2, he genuinely makes the song even better, because it takes that rockish element from V2 and it calms it down just enough for it to not be genuinely ear-grating like that song is. Now, don't get me wrong, in the second half there are still parts where the rockish parts kind of burst through, but the rockish parts and the guitar in this part makes so much more better and make much more sense than Monochrome V2. Dear God, I hate Monochrome V2. The point is, this song is so much better than the other ones, and that's not even including the third part. The third part, where it slows down and it has this beautiful back and forth between Gold and Boyfriend, is so melodic. First off, this is genuinely beautiful. Not only visually, but melody-wise. This part specifically makes me feel like I'm at like a funeral or a morgue or a cemetery, which should definitely be the point of a song called Monochrome with Lost Silver as the backstory. Fun fact, Lost Silver is one of my favorite creepypastas in Pokemon basically ever. Now, obviously, it made me upset when I listened to Monochrome V1 and V2 and then got my ears assaulted. But for this version, my ears are so soothed. And it makes me genuinely, like, feel something. It makes me feel alone in a way, which I've never felt before in another FNF song. Now, don't get me wrong, I've felt more emotions to FNF songs in the past. Festering from Flavor Rave is genuinely the best song I've heard in my life, but I've never felt a weird, sad feeling in any song like this before. And then near the end of the slow part, it goes back to the beginning vocals with the melody that goes dim bam 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 bam. It's genuinely so good. Now, of course, people have their rights to their opinions, but if you say that this song isn't good and sure as hell isn't better than the other two Monochromes, I'm gonna look at you a little funny because I don't feel that way in the slightest. Not only is just this a better Monochrome, this is just a better song. This song clears the rest of this mod, and it clears the entirety of the first original Hypno's Lullaby. And unfortunately, I can't say much more because then I'll just be repeating myself. This song is amazing, and if you don't like it, I have to suggest that you try again. Don't look at the visuals, because people say that the visuals are just the best part of this song. Don't look at the visuals, just listen to the song and see if your opinion changes. If it doesn't change, oh well, I tried my best, but dear God, please give this song another shot if you didn't like it at first. This song is so good. Thank you for watching, guys. I know this isn't like my regular content, but I do rank a lot of stuff on many occasions, so if you're a new viewer who stumbled across this video in specific, maybe subscribe, because who knows when I might cover another FNF mod. But don't subscribe purely for FNF rankings, I only have this one planned for now. Until next year where I cover Mario Madness, this will probably be the last one for this year. Sorry guys. Unless this song gets or this mod gets an update and I have to come back to it, then I'm sorry, but this is the only one you're getting this year. Unless this video performs really well, then I'll just do another mod. I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyways, this is my final tier list. We have Chimera in C tier, Saftey Lullaby in A, and Monochrome V3 in SS tier. Oh my god, this is impossible. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, and I don't have much more to say. I'll see you next time for my regular viewers who may or may not have clicked on this video. That's it. Goodbye, fellas. Subscribe!